Hi everyone, it's Rachel and Anthony.
Hello.
From Don't Crop Me Now. We popped down to the allotment today on an absolutely boiling day. It's approaching 30 degrees here, so we're not going to be doing much, but we did want to have a look at our potatoes. We actually harvested our first new potatoes 2 weeks ago, so we want to see how the crop is improving and how much it's grown over this 2-week period. So let's have a look at our potato plants and see how the plants themselves have changed over the last 2 weeks. So you can see we've still got our support system in place and the tops are starting to flop over now, and that's because for about the last week there has been constant really heavy rain which has knocked the plants over. However, the plants themselves still look pretty good. We haven't got any sign of blight, which is really pleasing because like I said, we've had so much rain and it's still been quite warm. So as you can see, some of the leaves are starting to yellow a little bit, and that's just the natural dieback of the plant. And we've got occasional bits of natural dieback on the leaves like here, but no sign of blight. So we have already removed this 30-litre bucket from the bed. We've cut up all the top growth and we have removed some of the chopped hemp that we use as a mulch. So that is already there, all ready to go into our composting system. So if we have a quick look back in this bucket, the first thing we can see is some of the potatoes that are on the top that would have been exposed to the light if we weren't using this mulch have actually grown quite big themselves. So that's quite promising that underneath the potatoes should be quite large. These are international kidney potatoes, which are meant to be eaten really this size and below. So we don't want them to be huge, but it's been 2 weeks of rain, so I am expecting them to be quite big. The benefit of the international kidneys, in my opinion, as opposed to some of the other early types of potatoes, is if you do get this weather and you do get them to swell up into larger potatoes, they are actually still quite nice. So we've turned out the potato tub, and from the bottom it looks pretty similar to last time, although it's certainly a little bit more damp than it was throughout the whole of the compost. And you can see there that they are quite decent size really. So if I just start ripping these apart, if you look at some of all our other videos that we have on potatoes, you'll see what we do with this compost in terms of remulching, and also more about our potato growing technique that has been inspired by Tony over at Simplify Gardening. So that's our first one. Not bad. It's a nice size one. Nice and clean coming out of here, which is good. Not as damp as I thought, it's still reasonably dry, so we do need to have a good water of these pots tomorrow. There is the seed potato, which is just, in the last video it was still quite solid, and this has started to rot and fall apart now. So that's fine. So I'm not sure whether this pot had 2 or 3 or 4 seed potatoes in, so it isn't necessarily a complete comparison, it's more to look at the size. So I guess, what are they, like egg size, would you say?
Yeah.
So if we look at the root, there's still some small ones that haven't filled out yet, so these plants will have more to give over the next few weeks. You know what, that's actually really pleasing for me, because I didn't want to find that they were all massive already and we've still got loads to eat. That one's quite big. Look at that one. So some of them are starting to get larger. They're certainly larger than 2 weeks ago, but they're still okay for new potatoes. Look at that one. That's getting, when I say these ones can get bigger, that one is getting much bigger. Yeah, it's not really damp at all. Oh dear me, that's a bit of an interesting shape one. I'll show you the seed potato. That one's still pretty much together, so I'll not put that one in the compost. So we definitely need to water these. That's my outcome. We'll do that tomorrow, and then we'll water them twice a week, at least this week, because it's forecast to be very hot for most of this week here. So we are in Manchester, UK, which is sort of North England. So we don't normally get heat waves here, but things seem to be turning that way, as for a lot of us, and we've been getting last few years just a mixture of really hot weather, absolutely chuckling it down with rain. Luckily where we live around here, not much flooding, but certainly the hot weather and then the rain. So again, this is, look, it's pretty dry. So even though it's been raining, don't forget you still need to water your pots. So I'll just check through this. And that. I think I've got them there. So that's our harvest. They are in the main certainly much bigger than they were 2 weeks ago, but still an okay size. So quite pleased with those. So here's our harvest of potatoes today. It's certainly a bigger yield than 2 weeks ago, and the potatoes themselves are certainly bigger in size, but still not too bad for new potatoes. If you've enjoyed our video today, please like, comment and subscribe. It only takes a minute, but it really helps our channel. Take care everyone. Bye.
Bye.